There's no financial literacy. They're not good with their own finances. A person who's not good with their own finances is not going to go and borrow money and try to get it back either. It's just like if I don't have an animal and I go get a pet, I'm not going to know how to train it, take care of it, or anything. It's the same thing. I'm bad with money. Why should I go and try to borrow more money?
All right, I want to welcome you guys back to another edition of Dirty Talk. I am your host, Dirty Cuts, and I'm here with the lovely
VP. What up, what up?
All right, today we have a special and beautiful guest, y'all. They say she look like Fabulous Wife.
Yes, she do.
But say she heard that before. But we're here with the lovely JuJu,
the credit guru.
The credit guru in this, yeah.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, sweetie, for the knowledge you about to bring us among us.
Yes, we're going to talk everything credit.
Okay. So what's going on, man? We'll bring you to the neck of the woods, man. What's up?
Well, I'm actually trying to bring awareness to how important credit is. The average person doesn't realize how much they need credit until they actually need it. So I took this opportunity to, you know, take the platform and give the people some knowledge.
Okay. That's what's up, man.
How did you get involved in credit?
So actually, I got into debt. And unfortunately for me, I didn't have the assistance that I needed to be able to go and ask for a cosign or, you know, get somebody to get it for me and then I just pay back. So I said, I went to college and accumulated debt, but I took an economics class. And that economics teacher gave me a lot of financial literacy. And with that literacy, I took it and applied it to myself and I fixed my credit. And I was like, wow. I mean, this should be accessible to the average person. Like, it's not fair that you have to go into debt to be able to get that knowledge. Like, if I wouldn't have went to college, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. And I did the work, and I found out my rights, and I fixed my credit. I got everything that I thought I couldn't get with no help from nobody. Still, no help from nobody. I could approve for anything that I want. And that made me want to give that back to the people that don't have that access.
That's real freedom, y'all.
Right.
Real freedom.
That's right. That's right. So let me ask you this. When you say you got into debt, the first thing people think about when they go into debt is, okay, I'm going to have to either get into a debt consolidation program or I'm going to have to file bankruptcy. What would you say to that?
Both of those are stupid, right? Because the debt consolidation, you end up coming out of pocket. That's not free. So either way, you're going to end up paying. If you know your rights, there's a lot of things that you can negotiate with creditors to not have to pay exactly what you owe. So what a consolidation is doing is the same thing that you could do yourself if you knew that information that they're taking to those lenders. And then as far as a bankruptcy, you won't be able to access anything for another 7 years either way. So at some point you're like, hey, do I go in and do I take what I have, even if it's a couple of $100s, and invest it into myself, whether it's some DIY books, whether it's a credit consultant that will help you get the information. Like, I don't only charge to actually do the work. We can make a plan to where you can do your own work. And there's a lot of companies out here that do charge these people to do their own work. So I wouldn't recommend somebody going into a bankruptcy and being restricted for another 7 years when potentially they can go ahead and invest half of what they owe and get rid of those negative remarks. And that consolidation, like I said, is a waste of money. You could get all of that information yourself and do the same thing.
That's interesting. Because it seems like a lot of these college lenders are trying to do that with people. They throw out consolidation a lot. when you got the. Okay, say like you owe a lot and shit. Here comes that person talking about consolidate. Is that something that they're making? That they're actually making money off of you consolidating?
Yeah. So there's negotiating terms, and they're just like any other business. They're putting their fee on top of that. Whether you pay it monthly with the monthly payment that they're saying that they consolidate your debt to, or they're gonna charge you up front and say, hey, look, this is the fee for us getting you to this percentage. But then when you consolidate your debt, right, and you pay a company to consolidate that debt, what you've now done is those lenders that you once had don't want to work with you anymore. So you kind of like close the opportunity. I would never recommend for someone to close a credit card. That is not something, I don't care if it's the worst card you have. That closed remark on your report is more hurtful than you carrying a balance on that card. Because what it looks like is you're not able to spend money responsibly. So you gave up. You know what I mean?
Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they say the closed remark does hurt you, because when those lenders look and they say, oh, well, this person had this account and they closed this account and they closed, and it's like, okay, so on hard times, this person can't handle the extra.
Right.
And without the knowledge, the average person can't.
So let's do a hypothetical situation. Me using myself for an example. If explain to people the 70-30. I mean what is it? The 30 rule or 70-30 rule
of how much you should
spend off of your credit card. They say
okay, yeah. So it's 30% of your usage, right?
Okay.
With that 30% of your usage, the more money you have available to you, the more money you have to spend. So let's just say you had $2,500. To keep a good credit score and to not look like you just spend money because you spend money, you would want to stay in 30% of that. So let's do some numbers.
We're gonna do some math.
Right.
So if you have a $2,500 credit limit and that's the only credit card you have, you're gonna spend $750 a month, which would keep you at a level base on your usage and your payment history, because they go hand in hand. So your usage goes hand in hand with how you pay your monthly bills, because they'll see, okay, you only made a minimum payment. They'll see if you made what you actually spend, and then it'll help you with your lane. So again, the more payments you make over time, that's more beneficial to you. So when you look at that 30% rule, you're looking at the amount of needs on each level: your payment history, your length, your usage. All of that goes hand in hand. So when you work on, are you overspend on that, you're affecting all three of those. But that's why that 30% is really more important, because it's really affecting the other parts that are contributing to your score.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that, and credit is so important. I know that I've been a homeowner for years and years and years, but home didn't matter, cars didn't matter, all that little shit like them little furniture stores and all, none of that mattered. But that credit card,
well,
that matters.
When you go get furniture, it doesn't go on your credit. You're not actually taking from the bank and reporting every month. Okay. The only time that your furniture goes against you is if you don't make a payment, or if you renege on that loan.
Oh, okay. So it don't even help you.
It don't even help you at all. You better off getting a credit card and paying for some furniture with your credit card and paying your credit card back than to go get a finance furniture.
You hear that?
Yeah, a lot of people don't even
fuck Abrams, bro.
Yeah, because it is kind of a ripoff. But like I said, as soon as you go bad on it, they're gonna report you.
Yeah.
But it will go to collections.
Y'all motherfuckers. I wish you would show up at my door again, motherfucker.
Who you talking about? Abrams? You talking about Abrams?
Legally,
and Collins.
Legally, you don't have to let them take your furniture.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you an incident I had.
If you know your rights, they wouldn't walk out with no furniture.
I'll tell you an incident I had, y'all. It wasn't even a damn month. I don't even believe I wasn't even a month late, y'all.
Not even a month.
These motherfuckers was knocking on my door. I'm like, what the fuck?
What'd you tell them?
Get the fuck out my
Okay,
door.
yep, that's the right thing to tell them.
That's right.
You never open the door, they got to come back with a court order technically.
Homeboy
But people don't know their rights.
Homeboy had a little, the little machine and everything. We can take a picture. I said you can take a goddamn ass whipping right now.
Take a picture of that.
I'll take a picture.
I'm gonna give you something on the camera.
This shit ain't even no money late, man. Like, get the hell on.
And I didn't get no
Well, sir, you
notification.
wasn't answering. I don't give a fuck. You don't pay my phone bill. Shit, I answer.
I'm not obligated to you. Technically, you are, but I'm not
You
obligated
get
to
your
you.
little funky little payment.
Need a little time.
Little cheap ass furniture.
But see, that and
Fool me.
with that, but that's
Fool me, motherfucker.
That's
This ain't the same shit I seen at the damn.
It wasn't in the picture. It wasn't in the picture.
what was it?
Nah,
What you got and what you
I mean,
you asked
you know,
for, what you got.
you know, I mean, in the showroom, you know, they had it all nice. It was, you know, nice and sturdy, like, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when you get it, you be like, this ain't
The
shit.
expectation was not there,
They ain't put enough cushion in the inside or something. I don't know. This shit ain't right.
and now
but,
you got to pay for it.
you know, it's all good. It's a learning lesson.
But
You know
see,
what I'm
even
saying?
with that, that's another misconception that people don't understand. They avoid your lenders. If you have an open line of credit, communication is so important. You can avoid so many things by communicating with them. Like, they'll change your due date so it's not late. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They'll remove the late fee. You know what I mean? So that's a whole another thing that I tell my clients all the time. Don't avoid them. If you know you're going to be late, see what your options are before you get to that point. So because a late remark is one of the worst things that you can get on your report.
I got you.
So communication is real
It's
important
real
when
important.
you have a open line
That's
of
why I
credit
said
with a lender.
I'm such a bonehead with credit. Because I be like, motherfucker, yo, I literally can't look at I thought you said I need a hug.
You do need a hug. You need a hug. You got PTSD from Aaron.
You can sue them for that.
Yeah, you really could. We got a claim. We got a claim. Let me ask you this. Let's get to this dirty.
Can I sue the credit
we-
bureau?
We finna get to this dirty.
Well, no, technically no. They're not. They're innocent. Now
For stress.
you could, you know, let them know how it affected you to see if maybe they can negotiate taking a collection off or something. But you can't sue them.
For real.
Damn. It's okay.
It's okay, friend.
We gonna get you right.
I mean, because I thought I really had a damn idea, you know what
I
I'm
mean, you
saying?
can sue anybody nowadays.
Shit.
You can sue anybody, really.
It's all good.
So, Kim, let's get into
Let's keep it
this.
moving.
Let's get into this. For the business owners or not yet business owners, why should you make yourself a business?
Because there's so many different opportunities now that wasn't available. It's so much money. You know, as a small business, if you do the right thing by yourself and you go in and you have a idea or you have a hobby that, you know, could potentially be big for you, you want to go ahead and get an investment. You know what I mean? Take the opportunity to see what you can achieve. That's how Amazon did it. That wasn't a big company that started from nothing. McDonald's, it was actual people that had an idea. They took what they had and make it into something, and then guess what? When it got to where they needed to be, they got all the money that they needed, and now they're rich.
That's right. That's right. That's what Trump was trying to tell everybody when he came into office. But you know, I mean,
And he gave a lot of money too when he came into office for it.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He didn't say bring him back. Bring him back.
Me and my partner Rico, we was conversating on Trump, and I want to coin his what he called him. He called him the no look king, and I was like, yeah, because I mean he was marching with the Ku Klux Klan, ha ha, and then he'd be like, yeah, to the black people, like, here you go to the black funding on the universities, take that.
You gotta show it.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Shit.
fake it till you make it. He did that.
And then at the same time, shit, before he even got in the office, he was one of the black folks' favorite. Don't front on him, because I mean even Ray had him in the damn song, you know. Guess who's the black Trump? Don't be flowing like ours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit.
But he tried to drop a
Trump used to party with all the black folk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, you got Kodak
Because
Kodak is his man.
he was the underdog. He was the guy that all the rich dudes. He grew up with all the rich dudes, but they shitted on him. So when he got motherfucking rich,
flexed.
He flexed on their ass.
He flexed.
That's Trump all in the nutshell.
Yeah.
Live it, like it, love it.
Lump it if you don't. But what we were saying is this: make yourself an LLC. You can make yourself a LLC. If you got a property somewhere and you somewhere else, make that a LLC. You want to make your money work for you. And what she's saying is, you have an opportunity to get so many tax write-offs. You got an opportunity to get a Dun and Bradstreet number and all of that stuff like that, and let that number work instead of your Social Security number working for you. So explain a little bit about that Dun and Bradstreet number.
So, and we kind of touched base on this a little bit over there. When you get that EIN and to identify your business, what happens is that first initial credit line that you try to get is going to go through your social.
Yes.
They want to know how you are as a person. If you, like I said, if that EIN is not built, if your DUNS number is not built up, your social is good, you'll go and get anything from the SBA. And once you get that first credit card, that first loan with the numbers attached, you'll never need your Social Security ever again.
Okay, you just said SBA. Tell people what an SBA is.
So that is a small business loan. That is an association that funds small businesses to get money for their businesses that they don't have access to.
So why do you think a lot of people a lot of black people, now more black people are starting businesses, but why do you think a lot of people are still afraid to hone in and really jump into a business ownership? They keep saying, nobody ain't going to give me no money. And I've even said it on this show because I've owned a couple of businesses. But why do you think people really, really are having a hard time getting a lump sum of money?
There's no financial literacy. They're not good with their own finances. A person who's not good with their own finances is not going to go and borrow money and try to get it back either. It's just like if I don't have an animal and I go get a pet, I'm not gonna know how to train it, take care of it, or anything. It's the same thing. I'm bad with money. Why should I go and try to borrow more money?
And there's so many people like that out here. It seems like the majority of people are like that, and or we just wasn't. It's just not the culture to look, to look into that or to be aware of that. We don't. It's not our culture to do that. I mean, because we're not, like you said, financially literate. We don't teach it early at a young age, where it's like that's the way to go.
Where it's
you know what I'm saying? We don't learn that until goddamn trial and error after we done got out and did this, fucked up this, and did this, And now we really looking into it now. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like it's unfair as an economy to base shit off of this credit system, but I know it's there for a reason, and it's real analytical, and it really gets down to the people, personalities and their habits and their ways and shit like that.
No, but it's not a negative thing. It's an opportunity. That credit system is to give people, the average person, the opportunity to feel rich.
Right.
I could make $60,000, $70,000 a year and have $150,000 in credit accessible to me.
That's right.
So
that's a good living, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you know how to maneuver through that correctly, you'll be living good off of that money. The really where it comes from, and of course, so my mom and my dad are black, and I'm Cherokee Indian, so I'm 100% black.
Okay.
And as a minority, my parents didn't have the option to put me on their credit cards or give, build a bank account for me when I got older, right? My son, next year, he's going on all my credit cards. So by the time he turns 18, we walk into the dealership, he's the primary on the loan and I'm the co-signer. I'm only co-signing because he's never had a line of credit as a primary.
Gotcha.
You understand? And that's what, and I don't mean to be, like it's no foul intent, but that's what the average white person does for their kid when they're little because they have those means accessible to them.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So us as the minority, we have to start thinking like them. And that's what Donald Trump, back to Donald Trump, is telling us as the minority. I'm going to give y'all the opportunity to be like us. Even if you don't think that I like you guys or whatever the case may be, I'm going to make you equal with the opportunity that my people have. And that's why I like him.
Woo!
It's not, I don't, you know, whatever he does as far as his own analytical stuff behind closed doors is none of my business. But when somebody says that I'm literally for the people, it literally means that. He did that.
Yeah, he did. Because now Biden's going to go and get everybody arrested who got their little loans, little PPE. He doing whole research investigation.
He getting Trump investigated.
Yeah,
you know, and so, and that's where, that's why I tell people all the time, who do you want to
somebody need to investigate his ass.
Hell, they are. They investigate him and his son.
He's an old man. They let him live out his rest of his days peacefully. Clearly. And we just leave it at that.
Okay, I got you.
But that's the ultimate goal. So when people say they're breaking generational curses and they're giving generational wealth, that's what that is. I don't have to give my son a business or nothing like that, but I could give him a healthy score. So if he turns 21 and he want to get his own business, he could go to the bank and he could go get the loan on his own.
JuJu the guru.
That's right. Yeah. Woo! Hot fire. Let me ask you this. I was watching a video the other day and they was talking about like a lot of people are having a hard time purchasing houses in this housing market. Even the people that are making about $200,000 a year as a couple, they can't even get a basic home that's about $400,000. What is it? Is it the down payments? I mean, I know that the housing market is trash right now because everything is so expensive and it's more than what it's worth, and the APRs went up to 6%. But should people still be trying to purchase homes right now if they have the credit and they got a solid down payment?
I feel like it depends on the position you are in financially. If your rent is killing you and you got the credit and you got the money, go buy a house. That's the advice that I'm going to give on that. Now, if you are still building yourself, you can wait. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see the housing market getting any better. You might see a drop in costs, but then the APRs are going up. What they went down is going up. All the costs involved in actually getting the house, you know what I mean? So, like I said, just depending on your financial situation, if you have the money and have a good credit and you're killing yourself for rent, purchase by any means.
I really believe it's gonna come back around again.
How? The economy is evolving.
It always does that. I mean, it's just by nature. That's law.
No.
It goes up and down. It goes up and down.
In a sense, yeah, but the way that the world is moving, it is moving to where I do see a little more rich and poor and a little execution of middle class.
Yeah. And tell people what middle class is, because people don't really truly fully understand the definition of middle class. Like you had mentioned, you can make $50,000, $60,000 a year and still have $150,000 plus on credit. That's still not middle class. They have the middle class. Where has it capped off in from your knowledge? Where do you think it's capped off at as far as dollars?
Yeah, I would like to know that.
So, to be honest with you, that middle class is the numbers that they were saying that makes you qualify for the stimulus. So if you make $150,000, you would be in middle class. So you could sufficiently operate through life with no struggle.
Okay.
With making that amount of money, because with making that amount of money, the more money is available to you, and that's on a personal. It works the same way on a personal.
Wow, I got you.
Wow, that's a heavy hit because when
so if you make $70,000, $60,000, technically you are poor.
Trump said that. He said that when he got in the office. He said that anybody making less than $75,000 a year, he said it. Now look at this situation. Now you know how hard it is to find a job in Winston-Salem, anywhere really. You know,
but it won't always be that way. So, and that's why I said to him about the housing, because the way the world is going, the dollar is not the same as it used to. As your dollar depreciates, more money has to become accessible. With more money coming accessible, things go up. Inflation.
Right.
The amount of inflation that we saw, it would make it hard to go back to where we were at. It may go down a little bit, but it will never be where it was.
So eggs gonna be $9 forever.
Yeah.
So eggs gonna be $9.
Unless they make a fake egg, and then
Oh, God.
We're gonna be eating egg beaters.
yeah, right out the can, bottle, wood, whatever.
The carton.
Yeah.
That's already been going on, so
They're working on it.
it's already been in place.
Yeah,
It's
but
already
see,
been
that,
enforced.
exactly. These are all things like we make jokes, but I don't know if you guys like watch The Simpsons or like seen the little skits or whatever. That's not fake. Like all of this stuff is already predicted.
Yep.
We just don't have the knowledge to know what's going on.
It's like they're renting it out already.
And that's what I said when I said about going into debt for the knowledge. I had to go to college to learn about finances. So I had to go into debt to be able to understand how my money works. But guess what?
You did.
It's forgiven.
Amen.
So I give Biden that.
God is good.
All the time. All the time.
All the time.
You know, and I got right at the mark. But that's the thing. Like, people say, what is college for? Even if you don't use your degree, it is
Right.
for the knowledge.
And the networking.
And the
people
networking.
you know, the journey. It's the journey, y'all. It's the journey. That's where the treasure at.
Some people don't care for the meaning of people. I mean, we live in an
But I mean,
anti-social society now.
That's what saved your motherfucking life, though. Because it can be, the loan that you need, and it's Brittany, the damn loan officer, and that motherfucker that gives you faithful.
Because we
And
went
other
to school
time,
together.
because
But
y'all
see,
done went to school together.
That's where it's not about what you know, who you know
It's
come
always
into
who
play.
You did.
It's
You
always
did.
who you know.
And that's up under the umbrella of the journey.
Yep, because my economics teacher put me onto LinkedIn, let me make all the connections. There were things that I never knew about that I learned in there, and I made the connection.
There it is.
It is. How long does it normally take a person to clear up their credit? Like if they got with your program,
Okay.
what's the average time?
So with my program, it is 6 months. During that time, it's a full credit sweep. So whatever's reported negative, I am the challenger and the disputee.
Okay.
And I'm going to make the lender do the work. And if they can't do the work, then they have to do what I say.
Okay.
And that's just how it goes. Now, I have clients that I've gotten from a 560 to a 700 in 2 months. But it depends on, you know, what's up there, what's inaccurate, what's real. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't know their rights, and these people selling these credits to these other creditors, you have a lot of rights in between that. So you have to pay attention to that. And that's where I come in. I take the knowledge that I have and I send it to them, and I send the rights to them because I do know. And you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes for my client because they paid me to do a service. So it just depends, like I said, it just depends on the report. But typically in that 6 months, I have clients
That's
going
a lot.
from,
You doing a lot.
yeah.
Oh, we know.
And it's a lot of work.
Tell them, girl. Tell
People
them.
don't, and that's when I have a client tell me like, oh, I paid this person to, you know, repair my credit, and they made me mail out my disputes, and they made me do this. And I'm like, so what are you paying for? Because in my cost, that postage is what I'm charging for. That travel into the post office is what I'm charging for.
Right.
So when somebody tells me that, I'm like, hey, you just got scammed. But you know what? It's the big company. That's the bad thing about nowadays. I'm sitting here in front of you guys as a real person. I'm not, it's no big Bentley outside, you know what I mean? I'm not living above my means. Like I said, I could have the big Bentley. But who wants to, that's the thing with rich people. If you don't consistently make that money, all of that can get taken from you. You know what I mean? So you don't want to put yourself in a position to look good to other people and lose everything.
Just the maintenance will take your ass up out of there.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the Rich Homie Quan interview, but he said that he was paying $16,000 on a paid Bentley in taxes.
$16,000 in Texas.
The devil.
The devil is
Now just imagine you not making no money no more. How do you pay that? Why would I do that to myself?
Right.
And this is a lesson for the young people, especially like the Instagrammers who want to front and pretend like they got that lifestyle and they haven't even gotten to that point yet. In my neighborhood, everybody got a Honda Accord, a Kia, but all their houses is above almost at $1 million and up. Nobody, white people live differently. They showboat differently than this hustle mentality that we have, like get it today and worry about it later. Why? I mean, I understand the cultural aspects of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like slavery, we always felt like we wasn't nothing, and now it's like, I got it, I need to flaunt it. But it's killing us because our neighborhoods are being gentrified because nobody can go back and buy up the block. Nobody wants to go and buy up the block. And it don't take shit to fix up your neighborhood. Don't take shit. All it takes
you don't got to do it at one time. You can do one block at a time. I'm pretty sure in those neighborhoods there's somebody that's good with concrete. You know what I mean? That's another thing. That's right. There's a disconnect in people interacting. So then this person don't really want to know what this person got going on.
Say it.
Something just came to my mind. What do you feel about us as the black culture in a sense getting reparations?
Ooh.
And will we be able to handle it financially at our state?
Go ahead, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
No.
She gonna have to tell y'all the truth on this.
I mean, you look like you look like that was a real big weight that just had.
Because
when I asked you that,
I don't feel like I get why we would think that we would be entitled to something like that. But I mean, I'm with Kim Kardashian on this. Go work. You know what I mean? You're getting a handout for people to see that you can't work or you can't accomplish anything. Because when they do it, they're gonna be like, "Ha, look, we did it for them and they ain't do nothing with it. So what did you accomplish?"
I mean, but it's kind of hard to say that too because we've had societies in our black culture after being enslaved where we could be millionaires, but it was burned down or it was fucked with.
I love my people.
You know what I'm saying?
I love my people.
I mean, you know, we get leaders and they get assassinated. We get
they turn.
You know what I'm saying? We're having all those problems, so it's kind of hard to say that.
But I love my people. I love them.
But we
crabs in the barrel. You know what I mean? The next person don't want to see the next person win. Then it would be like, you know, like even with the stimulus, right? Everybody's like, oh, well, why do people with 5 kids got to get this much? And why does that matter? You know what I mean? Like, you're getting something to try to fix what was done. Let's take it and be happy and move on.
Be happy you got that.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm going to tell you what Tariq Nasheed said, because I've already spoken on this on my own. He said, if they give us the money, then let us decide how we spend the money. But I get what you're saying. They give us the money. We already see how we spend our money. We already see what's important and valuable to us. So if they do give us the money, it's going back to them. It's not going to stay within the confines of our neighborhoods, within the confines of the black community. So it's like, this is another waste. This is another fight for no reason.
Well, how about it? How about the reparations being distributed out another way, like giving us credit-free shit? You know what I'm saying?
Credit-free shit? Like
I mean, what? like you automatically get a damn 750 credit score.
Well, when you're wait, hold on.
You know,
but here's the misconception. When you turn 18, everybody's score is supposed to be a 640. So if it's supposed to be. Now, depending on what was done when you was a kid,
your mama don't put them lights in your name.
It may affect you. I mean, it could be something as simple as you didn't have insurance and went to the doctor. You know what I mean? So when you turn 18, your score is supposed to be at a 640. It's supposed to be leveled at a 640. That is a person with no credit.
And see, that went right over. You see?
Now
nobody even knows.
Now you could be now you turn you turn 18. You get a now, but if you realize, right, a lot of people I sit here and tell you no lie, and I've dealt with over 30, 40 clients. When they were 18, that was the highest offer credit card that they ever received.
10 grand.
Now what's the limit now?
Now, if you done messed it up and you're trying to rebuild, get at $580, you probably get $500 on a credit card approved. But and with that being said, everybody's like, oh, screw the little cards. I don't want the little cards.
You can build that up.
Who's going to give you money and you're bad with money? Mm-hmm. Why do people expect for somebody to say, here's $5,000 and you just messed up $10,000? And then my logic is, because I see a lot of the famous credit people would be like, oh, credit wine, blah, 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 right? Would you rather take $300 of your own money and put it on a credit card, mess it up, and then lose your $300? Or would you rather somebody give you $300, mess it up, and then worry about it later? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the pick and choose. Because technically, if you don't use those cards, you don't accrue any interest. So no harm, no foul. You don't lose anything. I could have 5 $300 cards, and if I don't use them, it doesn't affect me. And as long as I spend them in 3 months, whether it's $5 or $6, they can't close my account. And I'm going to keep the card forever. They're going to up it to the highest limit that they can.
Now, and the benefit is that it's going to affect my credit in a positive way.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
And that's another thing.
She took us to school. Go ahead, baby. Keep talking.
And that's another thing with the 30.
JuJu, the guru.
That's another thing with the 30% rule. You don't want to spend under that. Like, you don't want to go lower than that. I mean, 20, 22, give you room to move where it won't affect you. But if you go completely to zero, and then as soon as you use it, that usage is going to affect you negatively. So you don't want to bring it all the way to zero. You never want to have a zero balance.
Gotcha.
And if you spend under your minimum payment, there's no interest. So if you spend $6 off the card, there's no interest accumulated on that.
So where would you suggest a person start this, like, just if they feel like down bad right now?
A secured credit card, or
where do you suggest they start with?
I suggest them DM me, email me.
I know that, right?
Let's pull the report and see. And I mean, because that's the thing.
What is your fee? I mean, do you have a
my consultation is free.
Okay.
So I don't charge anything to pull the report and tell you what you got up there. You can do that yourself.
I got you.
I just run you through it and explain to you what's up there. And then after that, I really don't believe in a set fee because everybody's situation is different. I might have somebody who has 10 collections, 5 charge-offs, 50 late payments, and then I might have somebody who have 2 charge-offs and a 1 collection. So how could I charge them the same? You know what I mean? So really it is based off what the report looks like. But what I will say is this, my fee is so affordable that in the case that you did have to settle, because again, I'm not a magician, I don't make magic. If you did a debt, there's a possibility you're responsible for it. If that creditor has dotted their I's and crossed their T's, we may have to negotiate terms. But my terms are to make sure you don't pay them and it stays up there satisfied but still in collection. My terms are to make sure that you pay them and it's removed.
Gotcha.
That's what's up.
Okay, yeah, I need that. I need to holler at y'all.
Yeah, go ahead and put your information out there. We're going to keep talking.
So my IG is JuJu the Credit Guru. My TikTok is JuJu the Credit Guru. I am working on the website. It's coming soon, so follow me for all updates, credit-related things. And then I do have an email. It's JuJu the Credit Guru 1. If anybody wants to reach out to me, it's JuJu the Credit Guru 1 at Gmail. If they have some questions, basic information, get at me.
JuJu the Guru.
Yes. For sure.
Man, I appreciate you coming through, man. Giving your knowledge. We needed this, y'all.
Yeah, we do. We need to sit down with you.
You need to come on this motherfucker every week.
Yeah, we need a whole segment.
We gonna start.
Remember me? Did you pay your bill this month?
We could go
on time, not late.
That's the commercial. You should shoot a commercial for that and just plug it everywhere.
Right?
Plug this, yo.
Yeah.
Same way he just did, you know.
I'm using some of the tips. I got my little book in my
You got
bag.
the side.
Right? She over here taking notes for me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Got to bring a good supportive
Hey,
friend.
it takes a team, baby.
Yes, it
Teamwork
does.
make the dream
Yes,
work.
it does.
Shit.
All the time.
Yes,
All the
You
it
time.
can't do it by yourself. You can't
Cannot.
win this battle by yourself.
No, this life wasn't meant for one person
No,
alone.
it wasn't.
No,
And
no.
you want to share your accomplishments,
Yeah. do.
you know, and receive accomplishments.
Man, that's what's up, man. You got any shout outs? You know, you want to holler at your people? Anybody you want to give special thanks to?
I do. I got a couple of people. I'm not gonna let the list go too long.
All right.
But first, I want to shout out my kids because they keep me going. They motivate me. Everything that I do is to make sure that they have everything that I wasn't accessible to.
Okay.
So that's my first shout out.
All right.
I want to thank my baby father.
My baby father.
He's my biggest supporter. He's my biggest push.
All right.
I want to thank my friends that congratulate me all the time, are there for me with my accomplishments, come to me for help. So I do want to shout them out. You know, I'm not going to say no names because the list goes on and I don't want nobody to feel left out. And then I want to shout out my baby sis because she's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And she makes me want to be bigger. You know, some people are cool with settling, or they get to a certain point and they don't care to move forward. And she does give me the motivation to keep going on the days that I don't want to do
Okay,
anything.
little sis.
Yeah, so you know that's also my makeup artist, but
All right. All right.
yeah, but those are the people that I want to shout out. My father too, because
All right, Pops.
I see him still going hard, and I want to give him everything that he couldn't give me either. So yeah,
Okay.
and my
That's what's up.
sister,
That's what's
my
up.
little sister, my other little sister, because she my baby too. So I gotta take care of her.
The whole family. The whole family. Well, that's good, man. That's good. I'm glad you definitely came through and blessed us with your presence.
Yeah, this was a dope experience. I really appreciate you guys for having me. I felt real cool at home,
Right.
comfortable, could be myself.
Okay.
Because I was going to come in here in the bougie JuJu, you
Not the
know. And then
bougie.
I was like,
No.
let me not do that.
No, we don't want her.
I was thinking about a suit and
That's-
everything. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, we don't want her.
No, we just want
Yeah.
this information out to
Yeah,
the
we
people
need to-
because
Straight, flat out, and funky.
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. And the way that every time you turn on the news, sometimes we just feel defeated. We feel defeated.
Stop
about
watching the
the
news.
reparations.
Stop watching the news. Unless you're watching it for a stock you invested in, stop watching the news.
Yes, right.
And I'm telling y'all because I was 23 years old with $50,000 in debt and couldn't do anything. Couldn't get approved for an apartment. Couldn't get a car. Now I got 2,000 square feet. A Q50.
Okay.
You know, some Louis bags
Yeah,
on credit.
bills paid.
Bills paid.
Yes.
So it is like when
6
people,
months ahead.
right, yo,
Yes.
and I got it in the stash too if I need it, you know. So that's what becomes important when you get to a certain level in your
And I
life.
bought me a freezer.
I know that's right. Was it a nice one? Did it got the?
Yeah. It got the goddamn the
shit.
flat screen on the front of
Oh,
that motherfucker.
fancy!
Yeah, it say hey to me.
So you bougie to me right now.
Boujada.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You work hard, you gotta
Yeah.
see your investment. And that's another thing. When you work hard, you gotta see your money. Don't
No doubt.
nobody want to work hard and can't see it.
No doubt, no doubt.
I want to toast to her. I'm sitting up here trying to toast this damn Coca-Cola.
I know, right? Hey, toast it, toast
to her
it,
because
toast
she
it.
is on one. Look, this is a toast to you, Queen, for being
Oh,
everything
yeah,
that you.
Yeah, right.
So I was it was covering your shirt.
I-
It's
I'm
so,
holding
oh,
like
thank you.
this.
You was okay.
I'm gonna do a toast to you, Queen, for being everything that you are, for coming through and sharing this information that our people need.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sometimes we need to hit 3 and 4 and 5 times.
Yep.
You know,
You know,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
11, 12,
Amen.
13, 14.
Amen. That's right.
we're not
But
perfect.
we do thank you. We appreciate your knowledge, and I hope everybody that's hearing us, please hit her up on IG. However you can find her, hit her up, and do your due diligence to make your life better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. So thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you. Cheers to you guys for having me.
Come back through, man.
Yeah.
I will.
Come on,
Let's do one for the youth. Let's
Yeah.
encourage all the parents to go get a credit card just for their kids to be on it, to build their credit. Don't spend the
that's
money.
the shit I'm on
That's
right there.
that's what we
Okay.
could talk about. Let's encourage the youth. You know what I mean? Give the parents things that are easy access to them for their kids. You don't want a credit card because you're scared to spend it. That's cool. Get it for your kid. Put them as the authorized user and don't spend the money. Just build up their score.
I can dig it. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And if you want to give it to your kid, go ahead. Now, you risk the bill, but if that's what you want to do,
Nah, you buy a little old safe and you put that motherfucker in the safe.
that's another
they
thing. That's
ready to
financial
go out
literacy.
and have
As kids,
some
my
fun,
parents
so.
were scared to talk to me about money. You know what I mean? Teach your kids how to use it, and not only that, but use it as a way. Okay, I'll give you the money we'll work it out where I'll give you allowance to pay the bill off. You go buy whatever you want, and then that'll be your month. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it of ways to benefit your kids besides giving a business, or you know what I mean. Don't be scared of corporate.
Or just yelling at them
You
all
can
damn
go get
day.
a corporate job and make $300,000 a year, and just leave your kids with good credit, no debt. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's generational wealth too.
That's right.
It is.
I'm glad she said
On the lower level, that's easy. That's tangible.
That's right. Cause look, I'm gonna tell you something. We got businesses and we try to drop them off to our kids like here, go do this.
They might
but
not want to do
they
that.
ain't gonna want. They want to do their own thing. But setting them up for financial success is still possible by doing exactly what you said do.
Mhm.
So that's a
You
new
just got
way
to
of
craft it
looking at
around what they like to do.
Yeah, or not. Just get the damn credit card
And get the money, and then
make
you
sure
could go
that
do
they
whatever.
credit.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
You know.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
You know what'd be good?
What's that?
Bring your kid to financial literacy class.
Yeah. Because
Are you doing it in the financial literacy?
so I have like I said, I'm at this point in my career,
Or are you up for something like that?
I'm looking to expand like that. I want to do that. I was thinking about Zoom because people do everything Zoom. I do want to give that information to the people who can't pay $50,000 to go to college and get that information. I would love to do that because, again, like I said, I'm putting my children in a position to where they won't need me when they're older. And I would love to give parents that knowledge. Like I said, I meet a lot of people who are scared to have credit, or do it for your kids. If you don't do it for nothing else, do it for your kids. And we can, and like I said, they have cards now where you can teach your kids how to, save, spend, things like that. So I would love to teach parents how to put their kids in a position, not only business or house. You don't, just because you don't have a house, don't make you less of a parent. If your kid may could turn around at 25 and go buy their own house because they got a 750 and put you in the basement. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't always got to think about generational wealth as what you're leaving them. You can leave them something that they can build on their own.
Gotcha. Boss.
That was awesome.
Boss.
Like,
Awesome.
So don't only think it's
That's a
about
great
you.
idea, man.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yep. Because their dreams ain't always our dreams.
No,
Mm.
You know.
They
So
got their own mind.
they might not want to go to college.
they might not. I got grown children and they definitely switched it up on us. But it is what it is. It's their life.
My
So,
13-year-old, he's in between. But all I know is by the time he turns 18, he have a good credit score. He could go do whatever he want. He don't got to ask me for nothing.
That's right.
Maybe, like I said, only thing he might ask me for is a cosign because he has never had a primary credit account. But other than that,
Yeah.
he be getting his own apartment. If he want to go get a penthouse and he could afford it,
Go.
he could go get it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it. This was dope. This was so dope.
This it was, man.
Very-
Hey, look here, man. Take your stinking asses to I know, right?
Why we gotta be thankful? I got on YSL.
I know, right? I know, right? I just be saying, I be talking stupid, man. The Dirty Talk Pod 336 on all platforms. Like and subscribe. Don't stare, but share. Okay? Don't hide it. Divide the love. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Alright. And
if you're feeling froggy, put something towards that cash app.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so we can keep it going. Keep it
Dirty Podcast 336 on the cash out. Deacon Love Fingers. would love to take donations.
You got the screen in your hand
Yeah.
already, so just go to the Cash App.
Yeah, man. But and also hit up the lovely lady guru, JuJu the guru, the credit guru. You know what I'm saying? And get some boss sense about yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out.
Peace.
Thank y'all. I was shaking the whole time, but I felt so cool.
Oh, you did. Awesome.
That's what's up, man.
Awesome.
You did good, man.
She sure did. You told these people some shit, honey. They
You got-
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm over here yelling at y'all.
So check it. If you want to be featured or get in the advertisement on the Dirty Talk podcast show, hit us up at dirtydirtytalk336@gmail.com to book or any inquiries. You hit us up.